Welcome back to the Bright Side, friends. Thanks for joining us. We're talking skin health in honor of my new Truth Treatment products. So many of you have asked about the Truth Treatment products. You can find out all about it on my Facebook page. That is The Truth with Ben. We update that regularly with little tidbits about skincare and skin health. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Truth Treatment products, you can purchase them off of truthtreatments.com. We're talking skin health. We'll be talking skin health here on the Bright Side for a little longer. Skin, keep in mind, we've been talking about the skin as an organ. The skin is a living, throbbing, fully fledged bodily organ, even though when you look at it, it doesn't really look like much is happening. And it's this lack of real understanding of the skin's nature as a dynamic, living, throbbing structure, an organ. Every is organ-like as your heart or your spleen or your liver or any other organ in the body. But the fact that it just doesn't look like anything's happening, you look at your arm, nothing's really throbbing and vibrating, certainly not heart-like or spleen-like or lung-like. And it's this lack of understanding of the skin as a dynamic structure that allows us to do the crazy things we do to our skin in order to make the skin look better, and allows us to use these silly products and listen to silly people telling us silly strategies about how to make our skin healthier and look better. What the heck does Cindy Crawford know about skin? What does a movie star know about skin? Even a plastic surgeon and a dermatologist knows very little about the skin. That's why if you go to the doctor for a skin condition, you're probably going to get the same thing that you would have gotten 50 years ago, a steroid cream or an antibiotic. This is all dermatologists have in their weaponry, in their armamentum against skin issues and against skin diseases, because even dermatologists don't recognize that the skin is an organ, like the heart or the liver or the lungs or the spleen, and trusting in the medical mythology about moisturizing and wrinkles and steroids and suppressing inflammation and treating skin diseases like eczema and acne and psoriasis by basically rubbing stuff on the surface to create changes in the skin's chemical and structural makeup. This is why they don't work. This is why these strategies are so useless, and this is why there's very little a doctor, the medical model, or the department store model can do to address skin health issues. Last we spoke, we were talking about vitamin C, which along with vitamin A makes up what I call the dynamic duo of topical skincare vitamins. If you are using a skin health product or an anti-aging skincare product, or even if you're just using a so-called moisturizer, or really any kind of skincare product to keep your skin beautiful, attractive, healthy, young-looking, and they're not featuring fatty vitamin C, not the cheapo, ineffective ascorbic acid form. If you're using a skincare product or skincare line or skincare products that don't feature fatty vitamin C and retinol or perhaps retinoic acid, you are really missing the boat on accessing the power of topical skin health. And you're leaving anti-aging and you're leaving upregulation of connective tissue and moisturization, true moisturization, on the table. Now, both these nutrients, vitamin A and vitamin C, are important from a dietary perspective, from an internal perspective, as well as from a topical perspective. But there's some problems associated with getting vitamin A and, for that matter, getting vitamin C into the blood through the digestive system. Mostly it's a problem with vitamin A. Vitamin C is pretty well handled by the digestive system. But vitamin A, there's some problems there, and keeping your vitamin A concentrations high enough is going to be somewhat difficult. Now, vitamin C, because it's water-soluble, does not present with an absorption problem, but it does present with an excretion problem. So vitamin A and vitamin C are kind of opposites. Vitamin A is stored in the body. You're not going to really excrete a lot, but you do have a little bit of an issue with absorption, especially if you're dealing with Crohn's disease or intestinal disease or gallbladder issues, or God forbid you've had a gallbladder taken out or a hysterectomy. All of these can compromise vitamin A absorption. Vitamin C has the opposite problem. Vitamin C, the absorption is not an issue, but because it's so readily eliminated from the body, keeping blood levels high enough to have a good effect, that can be a problem. And then there's the problem of what I call partitioning. Remember, the skin is going to be the last place that the body is delivering nutrients to if there's a deficiency. The skin is the last organ of last resort. The heart to the body, the heart is more important than the skin. The spleen is more important to the skin. The lungs and the brain and the nervous system, these are all more important to the body than the skin. And under deficiency states, the skin is going to be the last place that gets the vitamin C. Thus, the importance of topically applying both vitamin A and vitamin C. You can bypass this partitioning problem. In other words, if you're deficient in vitamin A and vitamin C and your body is partitioning the stuff to your heart, for example, or to your blood vessels or to the circulatory system, you can bypass some of that partitioning by putting the vitamin A and vitamin C directly on top of the skin. We spent a lot of time talking about vitamin A. I'm not going to talk too much more about it. I really want to get into vitamin C. Vitamin C is stupendously important for skin health. Most people know that the name of the deficiency disease that's associated with vitamin C deficiency is called scurvy. Scurvy is the medical term for vitamin C deficiency disease. In fact, excuse me, the technical name for vitamin C, ascorbic acid, refers to the fact that when you have enough of it, you're not going to have scurvy. Ascorbutic acid. That's the technical name. That's the real name for vitamin C. Ascorbutic acid. A meaning without, scorbutic meaning scurvy. Vitamin C is that vitamin that keeps you from getting scurvy. It's ascorbutic, without scurvy. So most people know that scurvy is the disease that's caused by vitamin C deficiency. But what most people don't realize is that at least partially, scurvy manifests itself as a skin disease. At least partially. Scurvy is a skin disease. Vitamin C is the final requirement. In chemistry, we say it's the rate-limiting step. It's the final requirement for the production of the body's most important anti-wrinkle fiber, something called collagen. You've all heard of collagen. And vitamin C is the most important element in the production of anti-wrinkle, wrinkle-fighting collagen. Collagen can be thought of as a mesh or a net upon which skin cells and their extrusions sit on top of. As collagen starts to break down, and if it's not being replaced, the skin can start to sink. And that's what we call a wrinkle. All right, got more to say about topical vitamin C when we come back from our break. Our number 844-236-6010. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
The IRS is a private corporation, not a government agency. Income tax is collected by voluntary compliance. To learn to unvolunteer or discontinue volunteering into the IRS, visit escapeharassment.com and immediately implement Strategy 1. The process must be repeated each and every time. Paper, letter, envelope, presentment, etc. Always and forever. Failure equates to acceptance, subsequent resultant contract, and you pay or go to jail by your own consent and agreement contract. Avoid recontracting. Visit escapeharassment.com and implement Strategy 1 immediately. Bar lawyers and accountants won't help you. Why wait? Get Strategy 1 and immediately implement it to divorce the IRS today and forever. That's escapeharassment.com, Strategy 1, to be free from the IRS. Escapeharassment.com.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
You've heard heard them on Alex Jones. You've seen them on Ancient Aliens. Now come see them live at Contact in the Desert 2015 in Joshua Tree this May. Experience 4 full days of science-centered lectures, workshops, intensives, and fieldwork on ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial intelligence, human origins, crop circles, contact experiences, UFO sightings, and more. Meet Chariots of the Gods author Eric von Daniken, Ancient Aliens host Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, New York Times best-selling author David Wilcock, Dead Doctors Don't Lie author Dr. Joel Wallach, astronauts Edgar Mitchell and Story Musgrave, Earth Files publisher Linda Moulton Howe, author Jim Mars, and many of the world's most respected researchers and scientists exploring answers to one of the greatest questions of all time. More speakers, more panels, more things to do. Join us at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, which has a long history of sightings and contact experiences. For advance tickets and conference schedule, go to contactinthedesert.com. That is contactinthedesert.com.
Or my blog, pharmacistben.com. Thank you to Robert Lundgren who set that up for me. And now you can also go over to criticalhealthnews.com, which is my new blog that I set up with George Norrie. We update both blogs regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. And, of course, you can order products directly off the website, or you can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team directly off the websites as well. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Isn't it great to know that you can order products directly off the website, that you don't have to deal with a medical model, that you can get yourself on a nutritional supplement program and truly reduce your blood pressure, truly reduce blood fats and cholesterol, truly eliminate immune conditions and autoimmune conditions, whether you're talking arthritis or hep C or multiple sclerosis, at least reduce the symptomology, if not totally eliminate many of these conditions which are related to nutritional deficiencies. If you've got questions about how to do that, we welcome your phone calls on the Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. Okay, so scurvy is vitamin C deficiency disease. Most people know that, but what most people don't know is that scurvy is in many ways a skin issue, a skin health issue, and that's because the connective tissue fiber that holds skin in place, that keeps skin from forming wrinkles, which are basically little pits in the connective tissue where the skin sinks down into. What most people don't realize is that this is a form of scurvy in the sense that it is a collagen deficiency issue, and it may very well be related to vitamin C deficiencies. No vitamin C, no collagen net, and that means skin cells and their extrusions will begin to sag, and that will look like a wrinkle. Sagging skin is skin that is pitting, if you will, into little defects or little holes where collagen used to be, and it's secondary to the lack of production. It follows a lack of production of collagen, which in many ways, or many times, is nothing more than a vitamin C deficiency. Now, certainly there's other causes for collagen deficiency, but one of the major causes is vitamin C deficiency, which should be understandable considering most of us aren't supplementing with vitamin C, and most of us are urinating, and if you're urinating, you're losing your vitamin C. And if you're not supplementing and replacing it on some level, it's pretty darn easy to become deficient in vitamin C. As vitamin C deficiency progresses, even more significant and troubling signs will develop. Weakness in blood vessels. Blood vessels are also largely made up of collagen. This can show up as strokes and aneurysms, as well as the development of cholesterol plaques. How do you like that? Cholesterol plaques that form in the blood vessels are really the body's attempt to patch up weak blood vessels that can be the result of nothing more than a vitamin C deficiency. Yes, elevated blood cholesterol, cholesterol plaques, and calcium deposits in blood vessels can really be nothing more than the manifestation of a vitamin C deficiency showing up as weakness in the blood vessels. The body is actually attempting to patch up broken down blood vessels. Hardened tissue and mineral deposits in the vasculature are the body's attempts to strengthen weak blood vessel walls. They're like a Band-Aid, if you will. Elevated cholesterol can be thought of, blood cholesterol plaques, I should say, the sticky stuff that forms in blood vessels, can really be nothing more than the manifestation of a vitamin C deficiency. This, according to many researchers, including Dr. Matthias Rath, who's a German cardiologist, who's written extensively about this phenomenon, especially in his book, Why Animals Don't Get Heart Attacks. This may be the real cause of heart disease. Vitamin C deficiency may be the cause of heart disease, or at least partially the cause of heart disease. as well as the cause of deposits, cholesterol deposits and calcium deposits in blood vessels. And this is also the reason why statin drugs and other boneheaded cholesterol-lowering strategies, mostly drug-related, are typically not very effective when it comes to preventing heart attacks. That's right, statin drugs are not very effective when it comes to protecting against heart attacks. Slightly effective, and only if you're really, really sick. Tell that to the next doctor who wants to put you on a statin drug. Of course, we know that statin drugs, by artificially poisoning the cholesterol manufacturing system in the body, in the liver especially, have a whole host of toxic side effects. By the way, osteoporosis, or weakening bones, can also be the result of a vitamin C deficiency. Bones contain large amounts of collagen, just like the skin contains large amounts of collagen, just like blood vessels contain large amounts of collagen, and just like no vitamin C, no collagen means wrinkles, and no vitamin C, no collagen means weakened blood vessels. Same way, no vitamin C, no collagen means weak bones and osteoporosis. What osteoporosis is most certainly not is a drug issue. It's not a Fosamax issue. It's not a Boniva issue. And these drugs that they give you for osteoporosis are awful. They're way worse than, statin drugs aren't great, but these Fosamax type drugs, they call them bisphosphonates, are awful, awful, awful medications. And that's saying something. No medications are good, but near the top of the list are the drugs they give you for osteoporosis. And again, osteoporosis is probably not a calcium deficiency issue either. And any healthcare professional, medical or alternative, who suggests taking more calcium or calcium supplements to address osteoporosis should be regarded with great skepticism. And the same goes for any doctor who wants to put you on estrogen, which is another boneheaded medical strategy for dealing with weak bones. No pun intended. Never mind the fact that estrogen is a big-time stress hormone. Never mind the fact that estrogen is associated with inflammation, immune system activation. Never mind the fact that estrogen is associated with autoimmune disease. Never mind the fact that estrogen is associated with suppression of the calming and building hormone progesterone. Estrogen is a nasty, nasty substance when taken as a drug. Of course, it's a biochemical and it's necessary, but when taken as a drug, it causes tremendous problems: blood clotting, cysts, fibroids, even cancer. Never mind the fact that you have all of these toxicities that are associated with estrogen supplementation. The fact of the matter is osteoporosis can be caused by something as mild as something as seemingly trivial as vitamin C deficiency. Simply getting on a vitamin C supplement, of course, your Beyond Tangy Tangerine is absolutely packed with vitamin C, can go a long way towards making your bones stronger without any of the toxicity that's associated with estrogen. And of course, as far as skin goes, aging skin has a lot in common with weakening bones. These two conditions are often found together. I can always tell by looking at a person's skin, and for that matter, their body type, if they are at risk for osteoporosis. And the same should be true for all healthcare practitioners and patients as well. If you notice that your skin is thinning, if you notice your skin is starting to get crepey, and if you notice that somebody has a thin body type, these are all indicators that bones are prone towards weakening. And for that matter, it also means that the circulatory system may be weakening as well. Thinning skin, wrinkly skin, crepey skin, a thin body type are all associated with osteoporosis and perhaps even circulatory system issues as well. And that's because without enough vitamin C around, scorbutic or scurvy conditions can develop. Collagen synthesis is going to be impaired throughout the body. That includes weakening bones. That includes wrinkles in your skin. That includes blood vessel problems as well. And by the way, there's a really interesting relationship between vitamin C levels in the blood, how much vitamin C you're getting through foods and supplements, and dry skin as well. And to understand that, we got to understand the nature of the skin as a layered structure. We'll talk about that tomorrow. On the bright side, we're coming back with your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back right after this.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
The economy is teetering on the edge. Spending and taxes are at all-time all-time highs. Average Americans are hanging on by their fingertips. Is the American dream dead? Can it be restored? Join us at Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds, in Las Vegas, July 8th through 11th, to hear the historic debate between Paul Krugman and Steve Moore. Plus, Senator Mike Lee, publisher Steve Forbes, billionaire Steve Wynn, and media mogul Glenn Beck tell us how America finds her way back. Discover the new American dream. Register today at freedomfest.com to find out. That's freedomfest.com.
Normal blood pressure, naturally. How would that make you feel?
I'm Don from New Mexico. January of 2000, I had a heart attack. Then my real health began going downhill, and I had high blood pressure, high blood sugar, poor vision, and I really wasn't sleeping well. I was a mess, pretty much.
Don reports dramatic improvements with Heart and Body Extract.
I started taking Heart and Body Extract, and from within a few days, I started sleeping a lot better. My blood pressure normalized, my blood sugar normalized, and my sleep really did improve.
Experience these benefits and more when your body gets what it needs with the assistance of Heart and Body Extract. Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
Folks, I did not expect this at all. By the 7th, 8th, and 9th day, I saw dramatic improvements from taking Heart and Body Extract.
Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
By the way, this is especially true about the skin because of the skin's nature as a dynamic system. The skin is the most dynamic system in the body. It's constantly, along with the digestive tract, which, by the way, it has a lot in common with. The cells of the digestive tract are kind of like the skin inside out, and vice versa. The skin is sort of like the digestive tract inside out as well. Digestive symptoms, digestive symptomology, digestive health conditions, and skin symptoms and skin diseases are the most reversible of all degenerative health diseases. Let us show you how easy it can be to reverse your skin condition, your digestive health condition, whatever your chronic degenerative health disease is. Chronic degenerative disease is 844-236-6010 is our number. Jessica in Michigan, what's up? Welcome to the bright side.
Hey, Ben. So good to talk to you.
Same. What's up?
We love you.
Thank you.
I'm calling on behalf of my boyfriend. He's had, what we think might be something like seborrheic keratosis. He's had it since he was real young.
Okay.
And makes perfect sense because he doesn't like to eat a lot of vegetables and works long hours, doesn't sleep a lot. You
want a trick for eating vegetables? You want a trick for making veggies delicious? Here's a trick. Even kids love this. When you heat your vegetables, you release the sugar. And when you put spices and salt on top of them, and then oil or some kind of butter or coconut oil, they become irresistible. Even a salad Even just a plain old salad with spices and oil on it is unbelievably tasty.
He does not eat that stuff.
Did you put oil and salt or oil and spices on top of it?
You know, he loves butter, and I've been putting a lot of butter on all my vegetables. I love it, but he doesn't
like butter and steamed broccoli with butter and salt.
Broccoli is at the top of the list. No way.
No way. Steamed with butter and salt?
He won't do it.
Have you tried it, but with butter or coconut oil and salt? No, I don't think you tried it. Even kids like that.
He will not do it.
Did you? No. Hang on, though. Did you? I'll answer your question in a second, but I want to know. Did you steam the broccoli with butter or coconut oil and salt, and then he said no, or he tried it and didn't like it?
Try it. He won't even try it.
Okay. Well, if he won't try it, then you can't do anything.
He's really stubborn. You know, he feels that he's healthy. He's never called in sick a whole day in his life. You know, never been to school. He thinks that he's like a robot, and he doesn't have to supplement or to
what's with the seborrhea and the keratosis if he's Mr. Healthy Guy?
Well, he's had it since he was young, and he told me, that they tried to burn it off. Which
wait a minute, they tried to burn off the keratosis.
When he was
unbelievable. All right, let me answer your question because it's very easy to deal with this. Now, theoretically, it's very easy to deal with it. You sound like you got a stubborn boyfriend there, so it may not be so easy for him. But in theory, for the listeners who may be dealing with this problem,
he'll listen to you. That's why.
Where is he? Put him on. All right, let me address the problem. I got a bunch of calls here. It's very easy to deal with. Seborrhea just means a lot of sebum, a lot of skin oil. Keratosis means that the skin cells are growing out of control. So you got two elements here. You've got lots of skin oil, and you've got skin cells dividing out of control. So let's take the seborrhea first, the sebum, the oil. When you have excessive amounts of oil, what you have is the manifestation of a body in distress. This is very simple because it's the same thing as all diseases, really, but the body will secrete skin oil when it feels like its life is threatened. And this is kind of a neat little mechanism. One of the ways, when the body feels like its life is being threatened, and this can happen whether if you have a digestive condition or a blood sugar condition, or if it's really being threatened by a lion or a tiger back in the African savannah 100,000 years ago, it would slime itself. The body would coat itself with oil so that when the lion tried to eat you, it would slip. It would be harder for the lion to grip you. So the secretion of oils is one of the ways the body protects itself. So seborrhea is a sign that your husband or your boyfriend, no matter how healthy he thinks he is, his body doesn't have the same opinion. His body thinks it's about to be eaten by a tiger, and it's secreting oils in order to protect itself. That's step number one.
Yeah.
Step number two is the keratosis. Now, this is a little bit trickier to understand because we don't typically look at the skin as being composed of a bunch of cells, a bunch of little tiny animals. Keratosis is a sign that the cells are dividing out of control and they're secreting lots of this kind of protein, this hard protein. Keratin is like a rhinoceros horn or a deer antler or a toenail or a fingernail. It's a very hard protein, but when the body is, for some reason, there's a nutritional deficiency or there's microscopic inflammation, the cells will grow out of control and they'll secrete lots of these proteins. So basically, you got a body that's in distress. What do you do? Number one, first and foremost, you got to focus on the major cause of distress, which is going to be digestive distress. Usually, seborrhea and keratoses are associated with problems with fat metabolism. That means either processing fats through the digestive system or perhaps not getting enough fats through the digestive system. So see if he notices that he has any problems with specific foods. A food diary is always the first thing to look at, especially fatty foods, especially oily foods, fish and avocados or French fries or any kind of fried foods. If he has problems with those kinds of foods, most certainly he's dealing with a gallbladder or intestinal issue, possibly even a liver issue. Now, you said something very important, and that is that he's had this since he was a little kid. So what you want to do, that usually means that there's been a digestive condition percolating along for many years. Usually a milk allergy, dairy allergy. It could involve gluten or it could involve grains. So food diary and eliminating problem foods, focusing especially on milk, dairy, cheese, and other fatty foods. Then there's going to be nutritional supplements for the fatty system. Get him on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, and I'm assuming here he's going to be easy to deal with, but I'm also talking to other listeners who may, that's an assumption, of course, and he may not be, but there's other listeners who are tuning in who may have the same problem. Focus on fats and fat metabolism. That is a food diary and eliminating fatty foods that are causing problems, and then start to support the fat digestive system with the Biolumin Nightly Essence, the Fucoid Z, Ultimate Enzymes after meals, especially fatty meals, and use a little bit of apple cider vinegar with them. You can actually, by the way, use apple cider vinegar topically right on the seborrhea. That will help dissolve some of the sebum and will also help dissolve some of the keratin that's causing the keratosis. And then also the Healthy Start Pack. The Fucoid Z might be helpful also for the digestive system, for the fat metabolizing system. Then you want to make sure he's using his fatty nutrients. He'll get the Ultimate EFAs. He'll get his Ultimate EFAs in the Healthy Start Pack, so you definitely want him on that. But I'd be throwing in 20,000 IU of vitamin A, maybe 400 IU of vitamin E. Toss in the Ultimate Selenium, which can also be important for the fat metabolizing part of the body. That is 200 to 400 micrograms a day. NAC, N-acetylcysteine, may help, especially if there's some liver involvement, which there very well might be. I'd be using maybe 200 to 400 milligrams of NAC. And then there's one more very important nutrient. It's a mineral. I'll tell you what that is when we come back from our break, but it's super mega important for all skin health issues, especially keratoses. So hang tight and we'll tell you what that is when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. If you're on hold, hang on. We'll get to you when we come back as well.
It's MZ from KSCO in Santa Cruz, and I'm too excited to sleep. Have you ever been too excited to sleep? In my case, I can't sleep because I'm engaged in my own fun, wonderful, rewarding business in which I do well and do good, lots of good at the same time. The wheels in my head are always turning, coming up with creative ideas to grow this business and to share it with others, train them for free, and get them to my level of success and excitement. This business has no employees, no rent, and no advertising cost. It's a people business that uses phones, video, email, and online technology to spread a very valuable and timely message about health, wealth, and above all, independence. You can get started in this business with as little as $10, but if you can afford an additional one-time charge of $500, you can jumpstart your success. But it doesn't cost anything to watch a 17-minute video all about this amazing business that you too can join and start doing well and do a lot of good at the same time. Go online to this website, tooexcitedtosleep.net. That's tooexcitedtosleep.net. Tooexcitedtosleep.net.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
I have bought a few bottles of Heart and Body Extract and have to say that it certainly does work.
That's what Jack from Michigan had to say after his experience with heart pain and what he did to treat it with Heart and Body Extract.
I actually had a huge heart flutter. I was also having some edema around my ankles and very worrisome clot in my right leg that would happen from time to time. I was trying to sleep.
Heart and Body Extract is all natural with no negative side effects. It will help repair or correct past problems associated with the heart and body circulation.
After my second bottle of Heart and Body Extract, all problems are now gone.
Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
I ordered a third bottle of Heart and Body Extract for maintenance as I want to keep everything working.
Order Heart and Body Extract at 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercials, commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
We're talking to Jessica in Michigan. Jessica, fats, fat metabolism, digestive system. Work on the digestive system, all the things we just talked about, digestive enzymes, apple cider vinegar, which you can use topically, as we said. Biolumin Nightly Essence. Please don't underestimate the importance of the connection between probiotics, that is good bacteria, and fats and fat metabolism. And that includes fatty vitamins and also the way the body processes and breaks down dietary fats, also hormones for that matter. So the Biolumin Nightly Essence, fermented foods can help as well. Supplementally, vitamin A, 20,000 IU a day, very, very important. You might throw in some vitamin C also, vitamin C supplements. You'll get those in the Healthy Start Pack along with your Ultimate EFAs. And then NAC, as we said, also vitamin E can help. And then there's a really, selenium also is important. And then there's a really important mineral for all seborrheic conditions, for all acne conditions, for all skin conditions, including eczema, including psoriasis, just having healthy skin, for sun protection, for anti-aging. And that is a mineral that we're going to talk about hopefully tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the next day, and that's zinc. Mega important for all skin health issues. Zinc is stored in the skin. Zinc is involved in the production of collagen. Zinc is majorly anti-aging, and it's also important for all skin diseases, including seborrheic keratosis. Use zinc picolinate. That's the best form of supplemental zinc, 50 milligrams a day. And you can also use topical zinc to get some relief. Zinc oxide is a great way to get yourself some topical zinc. You can also use, believe it or not, and we'll talk about this also tomorrow and the next day, calamine lotion, which is a zinc solution, at least partially made up of zinc. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that probably, if not tomorrow, the next day. Calamine lotion, of course, has the downside of being a little bit pink. So you don't want to use too much of it. Or you can put a couple drops of calamine lotion into a zinc oxide paste or into some other moisturizing or typical standard skincare product, and you'll get the benefit of the zinc that way as well. It's not a topical condition, but you can do a lot for drying up excessive skin oils and helping stabilize the growth of cells. Last but not least, using some clay can also help dry up some of that sebum, some of that oil production. And then one more thing, and I'll let you say, I know it sounds like you want to say something. One more thing. I love vitamin B5 for all excessive sebum conditions. Pantothenic acid. You do need high doses of it, 5 grams a day, maybe anywhere from 1 to 5 grams a day of pantothenic acid, vitamin B5. Make sure you're using it with your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You never want to take one B vitamin in high doses unless you've got all the B vitamins present. Go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, all that is great. That was a good time to ask. Okay, so I bought zinc, but not the cholinate. I think it was before I listened to you, and so useless or
not useless, not useless necessarily. I don't know. I just most people get a little upset stomach from that form of zinc. It's a little bit more. You don't get the absorption into the bloodstream from the digestive tract is not as effective. If you want to upregulate or increase the absorption of zinc from the digestive system, make sure you take your zinc with food, especially fatty food. There's an important relationship between bile secretion and also mineral absorption, and that includes selenium. And he may very well have a problem with bile or with fat absorption. So, if he does take his zinc sulfate or zinc gluconate, what I call cheapo zinc, make sure he takes them with food, so he gets a bump in bile secretion. Anything else?
Thank you for spending so much time.
Okay, God bless you. Good luck, Jessica. Say hi to your boyfriend for me.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, Shane in North Carolina, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Yeah, so what can be done about skin tags?
Skin tags, classic sign of diabetes or pre-diabetes associated with problems with blood sugar. So topically, if you want to get rid of a skin tag, get yourself some 70% glycolic acid, and then make a little donut around the skin tag with some of my omega-6 healing cream, if you can get that off truthtreatments.com. If you want to use just plain Vaseline, that's not as effective, but something to create a donut to protect the soft skin from the glycolic acid. Get a 70% glycolic acid solution. You get that at the pharmacy, or alternatively an 88% lactic acid solution. Again, you'll get that from the pharmacy. Your pharmacist can put it in a little bottle for you, or you can get it off the internet these days. And then you make a donut with your vitamin C, your omega-6 healing cream, or your Vaseline. We're going to talk about Vaseline tomorrow too, by the way. And then you make a little donut with so the skin tag protrudes through the donut, and then dab the glycolic acid or the lactic acid on top of the skin tag, making sure you're protecting the good skin, because you'll get a little burn if you don't. And then you do it 2 or 3 times. The skin tag, depending on how strong it is, how robust it is, will fall off. However, please regard skin tags as a sign that the blood sugar is starting to become messed up, and that means do all of your blood sugar stabilizing strategies. Number 1, the Sweeties from Longevity. Number 2, the Healthy Start Pack, again from Longevity. Number 3, keeping your intake of fast-burning sugars down, breads, pastas, and rice and potatoes and fruit juice and desserts, etc. And then also making sure that you're getting high doses of the B vitamins, especially niacin, which is mega, mega important for blood sugar control. You'll get that in the Healthy Start Pack, but it wouldn't hurt you to throw in a little bit of timed release niacin, maybe 100 milligrams a day, to take with your Healthy Start Pack. I'm going to let you go there, Shane, because we got some background noise. Treat skin tags as a sign of prediabetes. Use all your diabetic strategies. For weaning yourself off of carbohydrates, I know I said this before, I'll say it again. For weaning yourself off of the foods we love and that we're addicted to, the breads and the pastas and the desserts, more protein, more coconut oil. In fact, using protein and coconut oil every time you're craving your sweets or your breads or your pastas is a great way to wean yourself off of those hard to wean off of foods. And also, you'll find that if you eat salty food, or if you drink salt water, you can get Celtic sea salt and put it right in salt water. You'll find that that'll take away your craving for sweets as well. Just salt can do that. I use a vegetable juice. I make vegetable juices. I make a beet and celery, and sometimes I'll put cucumber or sprouts in my Vitamix with water, and then I throw lots of salt in there, so I make a nice salty drink, and I'll tell you, that'll kill a sugar craving or a sweet craving like nobody's business. So treat skin tags as a diabetic issue, pre-diabetic issue. You can treat it topically, as I say, with lactic or salicylic acid, but they're just going to keep sprouting back, so you really want to treat it as a biochemical issue, mostly involving blood sugar. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. All right, got a couple more minutes. Wes in Idaho. What's up? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Ben, I got a bottle of vitamin K2 here.
Okay.
Comes from MK7
Okay.
NATO.
Uh-huh.
120 caps. Each cap is 100 micrograms. That's 125% daily recommended. Now, you're recommending 5,000?
Yeah, lots more than that. That's going to be a little pricey for you. I'd find another one. 100 micrograms is very little vitamin K. Vitamin K is one of the trickier ones, though. You don't want to take just vitamin K without vitamin A and D and E, all your fat-soluble vitamins. It's probably a good idea to make sure you're getting some sunshine. And also, fermented foods and probiotics are another really important strategy for bumping up your vitamin K levels. Probiotics and fermented foods, too. Probiotics, especially good bacteria, make vitamin K, and they make vitamin K as they're munching down on fiber. So using fermented veggies and making sure you get enough fiber in addition to your bioluminitely essence is a great way to make sure that you're making enough vitamin K. And then supplementing, I do recommend a little bit more. I personally take 5,000 micrograms, which would be 50 times. That would be 50 of those tablets.
Yeah.
So that would be a lot. But you can find a 5,000 microgram. I buy a 5,000 microgram product. I forgot who I'm getting it from. I'll have to tell you that tomorrow. But you can find them. I buy it just at the vitamin store, so they're available. And there's really no toxicity associated with vitamin K, although you do want to make sure you're taking it with all your fat-soluble vitamins. Does that help you?
Yeah. Can I also get you to comment on the germ theory of Louis Pasteur versus Antoine Bishop?
Versus what?
Antoine.
Oh, Antoine Béchamp, yes. Yeah, that's an interesting story. I think I might have talked about it in the past. There was back in the 1800s, when we didn't really know what germs were, there was a debate in the medical world between two famous scientists, Louis Pasteur, who studied germs. That was his thing. Actually, he studied fermentation. He studied beer, is really what he studied. He was, I don't know if he was a beer maker or he was just a beer scientist.
Wine as well.
What's that?
He was involved. Some of his findings affected the wine industry, or table life or shelf life.
Yeah. He was interested in studying the fermentation process, and he was the guy who first discovered germs. But his competition was a guy named Antoine Béchamp, and Béchamp said it's not the germs, it's the environment that the germs live in that is what causes disease. And there was this big battle that went on. At the end of his life, Louis Pasteur actually admitted that Béchamp was right, and it wasn't the germs as much as it was the environment that the germs lived in, namely the bodily environment. And this is something that we talk about here on The Bright Side all the time. It's about the context, the environment that the disease shows up in. Change the environment and you will change the disease. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it, Wes. Sorry if we left you on hold. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, friends. You can call back tomorrow, by the way, if we left you on hold. Tell our call screener that you're on hold and we'll get you first up. That's all the time we have for today. Check out my website, truthtreatments.com, if you're interested in purchasing any of the Truth products, or also brightsideben.com or pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com if you're interested in joining the Brightside Ben team or purchasing any longevity products. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.